Alright guys, today we're going to be showing off the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks EZA. So we're just going to start off by breaking him down. If you don't want to see that, don't click, but just skip to this time in the video. But for those of you who do want to hear about him, here we go. He gives 4 ki and HP attack and defense plus 100% for super tech type. Well, for all tech types, I should say. So he's basically the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. The LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. They have a very similar leader skill, except for Super Saiyan 3 Goku only gives that to Super Tech, and he gives a little bit lower of a percentage and less ki to extreme types. So there's that. We're going to go back to a Super Attack later because there's a lot there. His passive is he gets 140% attack on Super Attack and 70% defense when ki is 11 or less. So that is a good passive. It is very respectable. Now this guy doesn't have 7 links. He is like probably one of the last, he might actually be the last new unit to have 6 links. He has Super Saiyan, Fused Fighter, Over in a Flash, Limit Breaking Form, The Innocence, and Fierce Battle. His categories, he has 5 categories, which is a good amount. He has Fusions, Hybrid Saiyans, Majin Buu Saga, Super Saiyan 3, and Youth. So in this video, I'm only going to be showing him off on Fusion and Super Saiyan 3, because both of those are 170% leads. So, you know, the places where he's worthy of being shown off on, because, like, obviously on Hybrid Saiyan and Majin Buu Saga, you'll be, like, having much lower numbers. Now back to this mess. This is his super attack. So, he supers from 9 ki up to 12 ki, obviously. On his 9 ki super, he raises attack for 1 turn and causes immense damage to enemy. Well, he does that for 9 and 10 ki. On 11 ki, he causes he massively raises attack, which is 100% attack buff, and he causes immense damage to enemy. But then, on his 12 ki, he does supreme damage to enemy, and greatly lowers defense. So, he goes from immense to supreme, which is a pretty sizable, like, I almost said buff, but like debuff almost. So one thing I do want to talk about with my Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, I have 1 dupe, and you know, we'll talk about that in a second. So that's enough for the breakdown. His stats are okay. So if you click that timestamp, you're back. Hello. We're hopping into the Transforming Vegeta event with the Fusions team. Now, honestly, I think I would recommend using physical Gotenks on a Fusions team more often. And that's because on a 12 ki super, the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks actually... Ooh, I did not want to go the ki path. Uh-oh. Please no ki on Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Okay, awesome. But the reason why I would recommend using Tech Gotenks over... physical Gotenks over Tech Gotenks on the Fusions team is because over here, if you're going to have him linked up with someone like properly, he will have Over in a Flash and Fused Fighter active, which will give him 5 ki, which will mean he is guaranteed to get a 12 ki super each time. And on a 12 ki super, the physical Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks has immense damage and like raises attack or something. And this Gotenks has supreme damage and greatly lowers defense, which is okay sometimes, I guess. But I would say physical Gotenks will hit harder on this team, and this team is just about damage. See, like, look right here. This is what I'm talking about. Here he is guaranteed to get a 12 ki super because it's impossible to not get any ki from the board, unless if you're facing like a weird Buu event. So that's why I would say pretty much this Gotenks' only real place where he's better than the physical Gotenks. He's still 1.5 million, which is acceptable, I guess. But the only real place where he's better is the Super Saiyan 3 team, because on the Super Saiyan 3 team, they're only going to have Over in a Flash, which means it's going to start out at 9 ki, so it will be pretty easy for him to get an 11 ki super over there. And see, like, the only real thing that this guy has over the physical Gotenks, because they do very similar damage, but this Gotenks has defense, but on this team, he doesn't even really have defense, because he has to get an 11 ki super he has to get under a 12 ki super to do it, which is very difficult to do on this team. So, you know, we're showing him off here just because it's one of the 170 teams that he's on, not because I think he's necessarily, like, great on this team. Now, one thing I do need to talk about. My Tech Gotenks, he has 1 dupe in the top left path. So, I did that, like, the day the potential system came out. The day that it came out, I was like, oh, I'm never gonna get him SA10. Kaiser's the hardest thing ever to come by. And I put a dupe in the top left path. I regret that now. So my Gotenks is like 6. Hold up, we're gonna go through that right now. We're not gonna break him down or anything, so don't feel like you have to skip. But look, this is what he has. He has 11 crit, 3 additional. He's 65% of the potential system. He would have been much better if I would have went bottom right, but I thought there was no way I was ever gonna get him to SA10. So here, you could do something like this, but then you're suffering, like the whole rotation is suffering. So I feel like a lot of people wouldn't do that. I'm going to here just because this video is about Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, but I wouldn't like say this is something that a lot of people are going to do. So here he's at 10 key, so he will be doing over. Okay, and one thing I do need to talk about is if this Gotenks is in the first slot, he will take damage. Well, before he supers, because of how it works, like he gets defense when key is 11 or lower, right? But the game doesn't realize he's at 11 key or lower until he attacks. So that super attack that he just took, he took it without any of his defense buff, which kind of sucks. Whoa, LR Gogeta is getting a big hit off here. Alright, I would say we're going to get one more look at the Tech Gotenks on this team, then we're going to hop over to the Super Saiyan 3 team, which I do think will be his best team. Especially if we could get like double Super Saiyan 3 Bardoks. I always forget Super Saiyan 3 Bardock is like a support, because I always just think of him as like, oh, he gets attack and defense 100% on super, that's good. But I always forget about that secondary part of his passive that is like super duper clutch, and it doesn't hurt. So like a lot of times it hurts. Well, it would hurt Gotenks if he had prepared for battle, because Bardock has prepared for battle and over in a flash. But because Gotenks only has over in a flash, that is. Hold up, this is an 11 key super. This is gonna hurt. We're going to actually use an Ox King because he won't have his defense. Remember that it's like he has 70% defense on super attack. Dang it, I forgot what I was talking about. But anyways, this is going to be our last look at Gotenks here. So, on this team, okay, this is going to hurt. We used an Ox King, but this is still going to hurt. 47k, that's alright. And he's at 2 million, straight up 2 million. I'll take it, especially considering he only has one dupe in the top left path. So anyways, guys, we will be back in a second on the Super Saiyan 3 team. Alright, we're back on the Super Saiyan 3 team, and this is what I'm talking about. So like right now, Super Saiyan 3 Bardock doesn't have his passive active, but you can see he starts at 9 key, and it's so easy to get 2 key from the board. Like, I would say 2 key and 1 key are like the easiest numbers to get from the board. And because of that, I feel like that's why this Gotenks is actually probably better than the physical Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks on this team. Alright, so he's already at 2 million here. That's without any support. With support, I feel like he could maybe get to like 2.6. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get his best rotation here, because it is kind of tricky. You need double Super Saiyan 3 Bardock while you're under 70% HP. And the Super Saiyan 3 team doesn't get hit as hard as people think it does. Because like everyone here is a relatively good tank. Like Gotenks, after he supers, he's a pretty good tank. Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, after he supers, he's a pretty good tank. Let's look at this rotation. Oh, everybody here's a good tank except for the Goku in the last slot, who actually want to get hit really hard here. So, because I think next turn we will actually have the double Bardock rotation. And if we get hit hard enough here... Okay, so how this would work ideally is I actually think we just get supered in the last slot. Because I know that... Oh, shoot. That hurt. See, now this is the one that we don't want to get supered, because I feel like he's going to take, like, no damage from this. Even though he has type disadvantage, yeah. He didn't take much from that. Just because his defense is super high. Oh, I forgot he blocks energy moves. Alright, please don't finish this. If he doesn't finish this, he's going to get hit pretty hard. Okay, nice. No additional. Thank you. Oh, he's not going to get hit hard enough, though, because he can't super multiple times in one turn. Yeah, we're under 70% HP. And we wouldn't have had the right amount of ki here anyway. So, like, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get the best, like, look at for a unit. But here, this is a 12 ki on the Super Saiyan 3 team. What are we looking like? Okay. 1.59. That's... I almost said that's very similar, but that is exactly the same. as what it was on the Fusion team, because they are both 170 teams and he has the same links active. It's just there's more access to support on the Super Saiyan 3 team than there is on the Fusion team. Because on the Fusion team, I think it's only Pandel. I think Pandel is the only support type unit on the Fusion team, and I actually don't have Pandel. Oh yeah, well I guess, yeah, I was wrong. I was thinking for a second that the, what is it, the Super Saiyan Gohan was a Fusion support, but he's a movie hero support. It would be real weird if he was a Fusion support. Sometimes I just get confused though, because Blue Gogeta, how much is that gonna do? See, once again, it would be much better if like the Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku got supered. Okay, wait. Yeah, we're doing okay. Alright, so we're gonna see him with one Super Saiyan 3 Bardock passive active next turn. If I would have been thinking here, I would have tried to set up 2 key. Maybe it's already set up, but that's the only way that he's gonna get it, because I forgot to think about it. Okay, nice dodge. I have all my units level 3 dodge, and I don't regret it. It's really fun. Because most of the time you don't need a crit that bad. Okay, we stunned him. Alright, show me the orbs, please. I need to see, is there a way for him to get 2 key here? There is, awesome. So this is him with 1 Super Saiyan 3 Bardock passive active, and his 11 key super. So this is definitely going to finish off 2.9 million with 1 Super Saiyan 3 Bardock passive active. Okay. So we're going to cut to where we get an 11 key super with both Super Saiyan 3 Bardock's passives active. And oh my god, his attack stat could be like 3.4 million, which is much higher than I thought we could get him. But anyways, we'll be back in a second. We back. So I think we have the rotation here. Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not 100% sure we got the... Shoot. Okay. So I'm not 100% sure we got the rotation. And even if we did... Okay, we can get the 12 key. So we'll see if we got the rotation here. Yeah, right there, that's 2 key, awesome. So, I think we're right at 70%. I'm not 100% sure we're under it. So, hold up, what's his... 230,000. I don't think we have it active here, I'm not gonna lie. We'll see. And, okay, that didn't do much, but whatever. 4.4 million. Yeah, it's safe to say that we had it active there. Alright, so, with one dupe in the top left path, it's safe to say Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is pretty solid. He can hit pretty hard. Dang, that was a lot. That was a lot more than I was expecting. Anyways, guys, let me know how you guys let me know what your guys' experience is with this Gotenks. Do you think he's better than the physical Gotenks? Because I feel like this is the first time that an EZA has happened, and we're not 100% sure, like, yes, the new one, well, the old one that got an EZA is definitely better than the newer one. So I just want to know what your guys' opinion is. Anyways, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like, a comment, subscribing to the channel. My name has been Blahuru, and I'll see you guys next time.